Isn't it fascinating how beliefs can feel so real, so solid, until you begin to question them? Like a house built on sand, strong at first, unquestioned, unchallenged. But the moment you look closer, the cracks begin to show. And as you stand there watching, you realise it was never your house to begin with. It was given to you, piece by piece, brick by brick, by voices that were not your own. But whose voice matters now? Because as you begin to hear yourself again, really hear yourself, something shifts. The walls that once confined you, they don't seem so unbreakable anymore. The limits you thought were real begin to dissolve, like mist under the morning sun. And what's left is space, open, infinite, waiting for you to decide what to build. And what will you build? Because you've always known, haven't you, that you were meant for more. That the rules you once obeyed, they were never meant for you. That the shame, the guilt, the hesitation, they're only borrowed emotions, never truly yours. And what happens when you return what was never yours to carry? You become lighter. And as you become lighter, you move differently, with ease, with confidence, with the certainty that you deserve to take up space, to want, to need, to be. And isn't that the truth? That you deserve, not because you have to prove it, not because you must earn it, but because you exist. And existence itself is the proof. So let's ask a question. What if everything you ever wanted was already yours? The moment you decided to reach for it? What if the only thing holding you back was the belief that you could be held back? What if the moment you chose to let go of doubt, to release the old fear, to own your space, the world adjusts around you? Because the world does adjust, doesn't it? You've seen it before. People who walk into a room and they shift the energy, not by force, not by effort, but simply by being. And you're one of them now. Because you decide what's real. You decide what's possible. You decide your desires, your needs, your passions. They're not optional. They're vital. Like air, like water. Like fire burning in the heart of a star. Unstoppable, undeniable, necessary. And isn't it funny how something that once felt distant now feels so obvious? Like you always knew, like you always were. And now as you feel that, as you own that, as you live that, you don't even have to try, because it's already happening, isn't it? And maybe, just maybe, it always was. Because it's interesting, isn't it, how a single thought, a single realization, it can change everything. Like the moment you wake up from a dream and realise none of the rules applied. The walls you thought confined you, they were never really there. The weight you carried was never truly yours. And as you sit there, between sleep and waking, between past and future, between who you were and who you're becoming, something clicks. And what happens when something clicks? It just makes sense, suddenly, clearly, undeniably. Because what if, just for a moment, you consider the possibility that you were never broken, that nothing was ever wrong with you, that every rule, every limitation, every belief that told you otherwise was just a passing shadow, cast by someone else's misunderstanding? And if that were true, what would you do now? Because now, you know something different. You feel it deep inside, a knowing, a certainty, a truth that's always been there, just waiting for you to notice. You're worthy, you're deserving. And not because you have to prove it, not because you have to earn it, but because it's your nature. As natural as the tide returning to the shore, as effortless as the sun reaching each morning. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to have what you desire, to need what you need, to be who you are. And hasn't that always been true? So what happens now when you think about all those old beliefs that once held you back? The ones that told you to be quiet, to hold back, to shrink yourself, to fit into a space too small for you. The ones that made you hesitate, question yourself, doubt your worth. As you think about them now, don't they seem weaker, thinner, almost transparent? Because that's all they ever were, smoke and mirrors. And as you reach out, as you try to grasp them, they dissolve, gone, just like that. And in their place, what's left? Space, infinite space, waiting to be filled. With joy, with passion, with purpose. With the deep, undeniable knowing that you're meant for more. That you're allowed to want. That you're allowed to feel. That you're allowed to take up space. To raise your voice. To follow your dreams. Not as an apology, but as a declaration. Because people, they don't remember what you say, do they? They remember how you make them feel. And you carry something different now. A new energy, a new presence, a new way of being that changes the air around you. And isn't it fascinating how natural it all feels? Because it's already happening, isn't it? And maybe it always was.